Good evening, guys. Happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. I woke up really late today, guys, and it's weird too because, again, I was telling you guys in yesterday's vlog, the reason I don't have a grocery haul from Jewel for you guys, ideally it would be more preferred, I guess, if we went on Saturdays, just so that like our Sundays are kind of more freed up. And like on Saturdays too, it also helps me wake up earlier to then have the whole day on Saturday to like get things done. Whereas like today I woke up later than I probably would have had we went to the grocery store, and so I didn't get as much done today, and like being able to get project stuff and all that done. But I was telling you guys how my dad had work today. He was working overtime, so he had they had something, I don't know, that they had to finish up or whatever, so he had work today, and that's why we weren't able to go to Jewel in Aldi, so I don't have that haul to share with you guys. But it kind of stinks because I think last week my dad originally thought he had to work, that he didn't. So yeah, but I think we still ended up going on Sunday last week, or something else was going on, or maybe there was also one day where there was a football thing too, that my dad ended up having. I think that was last week. I think it was 2 weeks ago he thought he had to work and then he didn't. But it's been like something almost every Saturday, so even though we've been trying to go, we haven't been able to because we've had you know, like I said, mainly my dad has had stuff going on. But again, I should have that haul for you guys in tomorrow's vlog. But again too, I did not end up getting to very much today, other than I did do a load of dishes. I really was just kind of lazy today, honestly. I ended up actually watching a movie, me and the dog. We ended up watching the Barbie movie because it is on HBO. I didn't realize that, and we have like the HBO subscription. But I also didn't realize, guys, there are so many good movies right now that are on there that like I like. And the thing was too is that I went through it not too long ago, but there's so many movies that get like added to that so frequently. Like I think honestly it's probably like once a month, because we had it through like the cable, like our cable provider, and so the movies that would be on there, like they would always be like, you'd normally see them for at least about a month. Some of them you'd see more often, but you know, normally they'd have like, I don't want to say like the rights to them, but like they would have like the streaming rights, or you know, whatever it is, which is why again too, you'll have like movies on Netflix or whatever, they'll hang around for a while, and then normally it'll be like another company, like, you know, Hulu will pick it up or something like that, and then they'll have it for a while or whatever. So it was like why The Office was on Netflix for so long, and then when it was Peacock got their own streaming service, and I think the contract ran out with Netflix, then they put it on Peacock, and now that's where you can get it from. But again too, I noticed with especially like the movies, those tend to like you know, they get a lot new ones very frequently. And so like I said, when I was going through there, I knew Barbie was on there. It's been the big thing they've kind of been advertising, like, oh, get HBO Max and you get, you know, you can have stream the Barbie movie and stuff like that. And again, we saw it when it was in theaters a while ago, so I didn't, again too, I didn't have anything else that I was like planning on watching tonight, and I was like, you know what, I'll just watch that. I knew there was some other movie too that I did want to watch that was on there, and I didn't end up, I was like, I'll either watch that or the Barbie movie. And then again, when I was going to look for the other movie, I started scrolling through after I was done watching the Barbie movie, because that's what I decided on. But once I was done with that, I was scrolling through to look for the other movie that I was like, oh, I think that's on there too, because I just looked it up recently to see where it was streaming on, and that's where it was. And so I was like, okay, I'll watch that. But then, like I said, I ended up going through and like I was scrolling, and there's so many good movies that are on there right now. I was like, I need to update my you know, watch list or wish list, you know, kind of thing, whatever it is on there. You know, like I end up doing that a lot. And then the only thing that it stinks is that, like you said, the movies, they, you know, kind of rotate over and stuff like that, and then I'll have a bunch of movies that I'll have like on my Amazon Prime, or you know, stuff that I want to watch or whatever, and then they won't be available on there anymore through a streaming service or something like that. And then I'm like, wait, didn't I want to watch that? And then like it won't show it on there anymore because it's not available anymore. So like I said, that kind of stinks. But you know, it takes me too long to like go and watch them. Then a lot of them some of them are movies that I haven't seen, and a lot are movies that I either haven't seen in a long time or like I love, so I want to watch them again. But they had a lot of good ones, like I said, on there that, you know, and HBO is like specifically just a movie, like, you know, really, no, I'm not gonna say specifically, but mainly what they've always been known for, like HBO and Stars was always the movie channel, you know, on cable, and so that's where they have most of that. They do have some of their own, you know, like series and stuff like that. Most part for what they've always been is the movie channels, and that was always the thing you had to pay extra for, like with your cable service and all that kind of stuff. But again too, that's why I was like, oh, like, you know, it's so weird. I get into these habits of like, I just stick with like one, like, you know, I'll just watch stuff on like one like streaming platform or something like that, or like I'll just watch YouTube. Like that was what I was doing a lot recently. It was like I was just watching YouTube. Before that I was watching something that I was streaming, and I don't think I finished it. Something else before that too, I think I didn't finish. And so that's why movies for me are really good, because normally they're only like, you know, no more than like a couple hours, so I can normally finish them in one time and then feel like, okay, like I watched that, like, you know, I got to see the whole ending. Whereas like if I'm watching like a, you know, a series or something like that, if it's not short and I don't get through it quickly, then I'm kind of like, oh, like, you know, it doesn't feel finished to me, and it takes so long to finally finish it that, you know, it's not like I'm gonna finish it in one day. So it's just having that completion, you know, of actually being able to see it all the way through is nice. So that's why I was like, I really need to watch some of these, you know, like watch more movies instead of being like, I'm gonna start trying to stream another series or, you know, something like that I think I want to, or something that I watched like in high school and never finished watching, and so I'm like, I'm gonna rewatch it, you know, or just whatever it is, and, you know, or something that I'm like, oh, I really want to watch that, and, you know, not having not started it even yet or anything like that too. Because normally if I rewatch something, like, you know, something I haven't seen in a while, I'm not gonna pick up like, oh yeah, I didn't watch like the last season, because I'm, you know, it's been years later. I'm not gonna remember what happened to anything before that, so I'm not gonna just try and pick it up and watch like the last season or last 2 seasons, whatever I didn't watch of the whole thing. I'm gonna watch it from the beginning, and then I start it all, like I said, all over again, and then I don't ever finish it. But that's why, like I said, I think it's a little bit better for me if I probably just ended up watching more movies than trying to start a whole bunch of series that I know I'm probably not going to finish, because again too, I can probably finish the movies in a shorter period of time. But like I was telling you guys too, you know, I'll put movies on like my watch list and stuff like that, and then I won't end up actually getting around to watching them because I'll be watching something else, or I'll start streaming something, or, you know, like I said, I'll be watching YouTube or whatever. But that's why I feel like I need to maybe stick to the movies, because that might be just a little bit better, and actually seeing it to completion and watching the whole thing, because I rarely, it is very, very rare for me if I ever end up starting a movie and not finishing it, especially like in the same day. Like if I have to pause it to, like, you know, go and do something or whatever, you know, like, oh, I need to go and cook dinner, or I need to, you know, again, do a load of laundry, I don't know. Normally I'll probably do it before or after the movie, but, you know, whatever it might be, I will probably, you know, end up finishing it at least. I mean, it's even rare that I really end up pausing the movie for anything. If I'm gonna sit through and it's like a, you know, 2-hour movie or something like that, I'm probably just gonna sit through the 2-hour movie. I'm probably not gonna end up getting up to, you know, again, go and do something that I could probably just do after it's over. I'm not normally a person that ends up pausing a movie or just, you know, like walking away from it or not finishing it or something like that. And also too, it has to be a really, really, really bad movie for me to just, like, you know, again, even part of the way into it, stop watching it and just never finish it. So like I said, for the most part, I'm probably finishing watching a whole movie all the way through. I honestly don't know that I've ever done that with like any movie ever. Have like started it and then decided, oh, you know what, I don't really think I'm gonna watch this. You know, I really honestly want to say that this probably never happened to me. Literally, I think every movie that I've ever started, I've probably ended up finishing watching. It definitely has not happened where like halfway through the movie I stop and decide I don't want to watch it anymore. If it does, it's like maybe in the first 5 minutes and I'm like, oh, this wasn't what I thought it was, you know, and something like that, and then end up not watching it, you know, or whatever. But I mean, like, then I feel like though now I do a better job at reading the description of a movie, but like also too, I don't watch a lot of movies that like I don't know anything about, or like I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna pick something to watch. I feel like my mom does that a lot. Like she will just, like, she watches all kinds of stuff and she will just pick like the next thing that's suggested for her and then just put it on and watch it and then be like, oh, what's this about? Like, and I guess that's a good way to like figure out if you like something. But again too, for me, I have to have heard about it. I have had to have, you know, I feel like there's a lot of, you know, I had to have read it. I'd have to have at least heard of it before. Like, I'm not gonna just put like something super random on. It has to be something that I at least have some knowledge about, like I said, in some way, shape, or form, without just like putting it on. So you know, and again too, if after that 5 minutes I was like, oh, this really is not what I thought it was, you know, like, then I'll probably maybe not watch it. But like I said, that's like, I can think of maybe 2 times ever that's happened. But for the most part, if I put something on, it's probably something that I want to watch. Unless it's like something like where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch like a comedy, and because I feel like I'm in the comedy mood, and like 5 minutes in I'm like, I'm really not in the comedy mood. But the most part, that's probably a movie that I've already seen, and I just feel like I'm just not in the mood to watch it. Like, I'm just not in that kind of mood, you know. So I'm like, oh, maybe I really want to watch like a chick flick or something like that, so then I'll put something like that on instead. But it's rare that I ever pick something that I've never seen before. It's rare that I'd pick something that wouldn't have matched my mood anyway, like to have been like, oh, like I kind of want to watch a comedy, or I kind of want to watch, you know, like an action movie or something like that, and then put it on. But like I said, I don't know, I don't watch a lot of movies on my own too, so that's why like a lot of times if I end up picking something, it's like something that everybody else wants to watch. They're like, oh, like let's watch it together. Like, again too, my mom found out I was watching the Barbie movie by myself today, and then she was like, why didn't you ask me if I wanted to watch it? And I was like, well, I was just like, her and my dad, I think, were actually watching something upstairs while they were eating dinner, and then they finished, and then she came in my room and found out I was watching it, and she was like, you should have asked me. And I was already halfway into the movie, so I was like, well, yeah, but you guys were already watching something. So that's why, again too, I don't normally watch a lot of movies on my own, because if like I want to watch something, a lot of times it's stuff other people want to watch anyway. But my only problem is that trying to like coordinate people's like schedules to try and get everybody to watch a movie at the same time. Like, there's a handful of movies that like me and Jack are kind of watching. Like, we're watching the Studio Ghibli movies right now, and like, you know, again too, like me and my mom, there's a couple movies like that we kind of want to watch together, you know, like that kind of stuff. The Marvel movies and stuff like that, normally that's especially me, Jack, and my dad that end up watching those, or the series or whatever. But like, you know, so like I don't normally go off and watch those kind of things on my own anyway. So again, it's rare that I kind of watch a movie on my own. But also too, I will say there's times it's an older movie too, like movies my parents were probably definitely seen, like something from the 80s or 90s or something like that, and I'm like, I know that they've watched this. It's something that maybe I want to watch on my own, possibly, just because I don't want like their influence kind of and like swaying me on how I feel about the movie, or you know, something like that. So sometimes I will choose to watch those movies on my own, just so that I have it kind of like as a fresh, like I've never seen this before kind of thing, and watch it on my own. So like I said, that's probably my new thing right now, is because I just discovered there was all these movies that I was like, oh, I haven't seen this in so long, or oh, I want to watch this, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're also doing, as a family, we're watching through all of the animated Disney movies right now. Actually, like very close to kind of being done, but this has probably been a year's worth of like, you know, when we're all free and we'll end up watching one together. Like if we're having dinner or something like that, we'll end up watching a Disney movie. And like I said, we've gotten through most of the animated ones, and it's funny too because I want to get to the newer ones. Like I think we're in like the 80s, maybe 90s kind of like time frame right now. So but I really want to get to the newer Disney movies because I haven't haven't seen a handful of the newer ones. Like actually too, me and Jack watched not too long ago, was Big Hero 6, which I had never seen. And like that was the thing too, is that a lot of the newer Disney movies, like I haven't seen because like, I don't know, there's no little kids in the house anymore and stuff like that. So like we haven't watched them. And also too, I feel like it's also one of those things where it's like kind of like we want to watch them together. So like I don't normally go off on my own and like, oh, I'm just gonna watch a Disney movie like by myself that I haven't seen. Like if it's one that I feel like I want to watch because I haven't seen it in a while and it's like Cinderella or something like that, then I might watch it. Like newer Disney movies, I haven't watched almost like any of those if I haven't seen them already on my own. Like then we watch them kind of all together. My mom does that though. She'll go off and watch all the new, like she's seen every single new Disney movie I think, and she's watched them all on her own. Like I know she saw like Luca and I forget which other one that was like one of the newer ones too. We did watch Soul all together, so I know that she's seen, like I said, a lot of the newer ones, but I haven't watched any of them. So we're getting to that point though. Like I said, we're very close now to being towards the end of, you know, like the new modern Disney movies. We're in the my Disney era sort of, which was a lot of the ones that I kind of grew up with right now. We're getting very close to being at that point. So anyways, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed, but I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see y'all very soon, shiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.